Greetings. I am but an old man, a messenger, a keeper of ancient wisdom. My voice may change at times, for it is not the sound that matters, but the meaning within the words. I am here to reveal secrets, not mine, but ones that have always been hidden in plain sight. Let me ask you something, dear listener. Have you ever noticed if one person commits a crime, suddenly everyone hates the race that person came from? Or if one religious man fails, suddenly the entire faith is mocked, hated, and blamed? Better yet, have you ever spoken a simple truth like the sky is blue and watched a group argue with you? No, it's red. It's green. It's whatever I say it is. Truth, so simple, yet so fragile in the hands of mankind. Today, let us explore why humanity judges, why it misinterprets, and why it loves to place all into one box called stereotype. Perhaps, just perhaps, if you listen closely, you may come to understand what most have missed for thousands of years. Now, before we dive into the heavy cloak of judgment, let us look first at the root, the seed from which misunderstanding grows, misinterpretation and stereotyping. Have you ever played that game called telephone, where one person whispers a sentence to another, and by the time it reaches the last ear, the message is distorted or even absurd? You see, my friends, the problem is not just in what is said, but in how it is heard. First, we have the trickster called cognitive bias. Your mind is full of shortcuts, clever but flawed. Confirmation bias. You only accept what fits your beliefs. Everything else is noise or threat. Anchoring. That first idea you heard, it becomes your lighthouse, even if it's pointing you the wrong way. Second comes your own experience, your life, your pain, your joy, your upbringing, all color how you see the world. A word that makes you feel safe might make another feel fear. Third, language is a slippery creature. One word, many meanings. Freedom to a soldier is not the same as freedom to a child, or to a prisoner, or to a prophet. Fourth, your emotions twist the message. A joyful heart hears praise. An anxious heart hears insult. The same sentence, two hearts, two meanings. Fifth, your schemas, your inner maps. Each of you has a secret map inside, a way you think the world works. But not all maps lead to truth. Some lead to confusion, or worse, pride. And sixth, perception is not passive. You don't merely receive truth, you construct it. What you expect to hear is often what you think you heard, even when it was never said. The scholars of your time have studied this deeply. Daniel Kahneman, he taught that the brain has two ways of thinking, fast and emotional, or slow and rational. Most people stay in fast lane. Elizabeth Loftus, she showed that memories are not sacred scrolls. They are rewritable, re-editable, fickle things. With that said about misunderstanding and how truth is so easily twisted, let us now move to something far more dangerous, the art of assumption, the curse of stereotyping. Stereotyping is not merely a flaw in judgment, it is a disease of the soul, a shortcut of the mind that leads to the death of compassion. And yet, it is how most of the world walks through life. Let me show you what lies beneath this sickness, and why it still rules the hearts of many. The human brain is a wondrous machine, but it is not infinite. It must sort through oceans of noise and motion each day. And to survive this flood, it creates shortcuts. So it looks at a man and says, he is old, he is young, he is dark, he is light, he is weak, he is strong. And in that one glance, it decides who he is. It does not wait to know his heart. It chooses what is safe for itself. Even before you knew what right and wrong meant, you were already learning how the world sees others, from your parents' fears, from your teacher's tone, from the screen flickering in your living room. You were told, without words, who to fear, who to trust, and who to mock. And because the roots were planted in childhood, those ideas are not just thoughts. They are part of your foundation. Since the first tribes walked the earth, humans divided themselves between those who belonged and those who did not. You, them, separate marks on people and groups. This instinct once helped protect against danger. Understand these and what is being said. 6 key facts to remember for all of this. Cognitive efficiency, the mind's lazy path, early social learning, lessons before you could think, in-group versus out-group, the us and them illusion, confirmation bias, feeding the fire, media, and cultural reinforcement, the repetition of falsehoods and fear and control, the final chains. At last we arrive. The final gate, the heavy door that all men pass through, yet few recognize, judgment. But what is judgment? It is more than opinion, more than thought. It is the act of weighing another by your own scale, a scale that was given to you by your past, your fear, your pride. Now, mark these truths well, for they are the bones beneath the skin of every judgment ever made. Survival instinct and quick assessment, projection of insecurities, moral framework and upbringing, desire for superiority or control, group identity and social pressure, cognitive biases and mental shortcuts, and lack of empathy or understanding. Judgment often comes from mental shortcuts developed for survival. We judge quickly to feel safe, not to understand. Many project their own flaws onto others to avoid facing them. Upbringing shapes our moral views, so we judge based on what we were taught is right or wrong. Some judge to feel superior or in control, feeding the ego. Group pressure also fuels judgment to gain acceptance. Cognitive biases like the fundamental attribution error and halo effect distort fairness. Finally, judgment thrives in ignorance. When we lack empathy or understanding, we assume instead of seek truth. Now, you have seen what few are willing to face. You have walked the path, through misinterpretation, through the trap of stereotyping, and into the cold seat of judgment. This is the nature of humanity. Quick to speak, slow to listen, eager to divide, hesitant to understand. But you, dear listener, now hold something different. You hold awareness. And with awareness comes responsibility. So what should you do? Slow down. Listen deeply, not just to words, but to hearts. Question your instincts, especially when they feel certain. Look past the label, past the surface, past the noise. See people as individuals, not as categories, not as headlines. Speak truth gently and receive truth humbly. Learn to say, I don't know enough to judge this person, and above all, Let empathy be stronger than assumption. If you do these things, you will not only change your mind, you may begin to change the world around you.